Well, let's talk a little bit about, we're looking at Nelson Burton, and we have seen him come from behind in his first two matches, George Pappas and then Earl Anthony, who really had him all but locked up. And now he's back with Mark Roth. Starting out, this also is for, starting out a little bit better than what he has been. Now let's talk a little bit about Mark Roth, because I know all of you professionals appreciate his ability and what he's done.
Well, Mark is just a devastating bowler. His ball is the most devastating thing I've ever seen in my life. It just churns the pins up. Unbelievable.
Why is you call a ball devastating? As we watch him again here, you tell me why it is a devastating
ball.
Well,
look at the revolutions he gets on the ball compared to the other bowlers. He can just throw the ball dead right and get it back.
Like
and when it hits when it hits the pins, it just chews them up. And Mark is really an instinct bowler. He is, he's not a picture bowler to watch, as you can see. And when he does shoot his corner pins, when he shoots the corner pins, he tries to throw a backup, because if he threw his ball, it'd react like Earl's did.
Marv Alpert, one of our NBC announcers, sent him a telegram today because Mark Roth is a big Ranger fan, and Marv Alpert does those games. And by the way, while we're giving some plugs to people of NBC, KNBR, our NBC-owned and operated station out in San Francisco, has better than 200 people here watching this match today and enjoying themselves in Reno. Mark Roth's second frame, and he's still looking for that first strike. Leaves himself the 7-pin.
He had a little more confidence that ball. He threw it a lot better. He took a chance on a light hit. He probably carried 9 out of 10 of those this week, and this time was one of the one he didn't. Now watch the ball go over the foul line. He throws that ball 5 feet over the foul line. It just churns back, and then the 5 went right in front of the 7.
Well, Jay, you should know a lot about Mark. Didn't he finish second to you last year in this event?
Yes, he did. I was very fortunate to beat him. I felt very lucky at the time because he's just a heck of a bowler. And
how many pins did you beat him by?
I needed the first strike in the 10th. I beat him by 12 pins. I think it was 230 to 220.
Roth has a couple of spares. Here's Nelson up for his second frame. He's working on a strike. This is his better lane right here, and yet he still leaves himself the 10 pin.
The ball seemed to hang just a little bit on that shot. Didn't quite finish the way Nelson wanted it to. Consequently, he left the kind of like a weak 10 pin. It didn't really knock the pins right off the deck.
Nelson's up by a single pin. Got the 10. Amazing to talk more about Mark Roth for just a moment. In the last 2 years, there's only been one tournament in which he failed to pick up any money at all. And in that one tournament, he missed by a single pin.
Yeah, he has a fantastic record. I think that's about 70 tournaments or so. And he's bowled 26 tournaments this year and came in the top 23 times. So that's just an unbelievable record for anybody.
And he's got a match on his hands today with Nelson Burton Jr. And he strikes. A lot of people thought it was going to be Earl Anthony squaring off against Mark Roth today, but it is Nelson Burton Jr. with those two come-from-behind matches.
He's definitely been the comeback kid today. He's made some excellent shots when he's needed them.
Good-looking ball. Good-looking ball.
Jim, his ball goes down there like a gyro. I mean, it looks like it's just spinning all the way down. It's unbelievable.
It's what you said. I think you had a great verb when you used the verb churns, because he really does churn it up.
Yes, he does.
He's won
You can see, excuse me, Jim. You can see his thumb. It's all patched up. He has a very bad thumb problem, and it hasn't bothered him this week. Luckily, he does have it patched up. Big shot for him.
We got it. You don't win $250,000 in a couple of years not being able to do well. Well, tomorrow we're counting down to the playoffs.